Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're tackling a really important topic today, especially if you're thinking about the well-being of seniors. Could be yourself, could be someone you care for.
That's right.
We're going to explore sleep and also something maybe surprisingly connected, video content.
Exactly. And we know you, our listeners, you're learners, right? You want valuable info, but efficiently, without feeling overwhelmed.
Yes.
So we've looked at quite a range of sources, things from AARP, psychiatrist.com, Johns Hopkins Medicine, even the Egyptian Journal of Geriatrics and Gerontology.
Okay.
And then we also dug into how we all interact with online video, looking at insights from places like Clark University, TechSmith, that kind of thing.
Right. So our goal today, it's pretty simple. Break down the sleep challenges many seniors face, and then uncover this unexpected role video content seems to be playing.
Yeah.
You know, from health right through to engagement.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's jump in. Sleep problems in older adults. It sounds like it's really common.
Oh, it absolutely is. The stats are quite striking, actually. Over half of older adults say they experience insomnia.
Over half. Wow.
Yeah. And if you look at it annually, about 5 to 8% of seniors will newly develop insomnia each year.
Huh.
Plus, nearly half report feeling, excessively sleepy during the day. And for about 20%, a fifth of them, it's bad enough that they'd call it true insomnia.
Those numbers are pretty significant.
Yeah.
What types of sleep issues are we talking about mostly? Is it the classic can't fall asleep problem?
Well, interestingly, no. What we actually see more often in older adults is trouble staying asleep. Sleep maintenance insomnia, it's called.
Okay.
And waking up too early in the morning, that's more frequent than having trouble initially drifting off.
Why is that?
It's thought to be largely due to age-related changes, the actual structure of our sleep cycles, the architecture it changes, and our internal clock, the circadian rhythm, that shifts too as we get older.
So the very way we sleep fundamentally changes.
Precisely, yeah. Research, using sleep studies, polysomnography, where they monitor brain waves, heart rate, breathing.
Right.
Along with just asking people through questionnaires, it points towards older age being linked with shorter sleep duration overall, and our sleep gets less efficient, meaning basically more time tossing and turning in bed relative to actually being asleep.
Less quality sleep then.
Exactly. And one study even highlighted that older women in particular might find it tougher to fall asleep initially and tend to wake up more during the night and also earlier in the morning.
That sounds incredibly disruptive. I mean, it must really affect daily life. It's got to be more than just feeling a bit groggy, right?
Yeah.
What are the serious consequences here?
Oh, the effects are far-reaching, definitely. Poor sleep hits cognitive functions, hard memory, concentration.
Okay.
It messes with mood regulation, too. And importantly, it significantly bumps up the risk for several serious health conditions.
Like what?
We're talking depression, obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure.
Wow, that's a list.
It is. And studies have also linked poor sleep in seniors to greater difficulties with just physical functioning. Things like reduced grip strength, slower walking speed.
Really?
Yeah. And quite alarmingly, persistent insomnia can even be a risk factor for falls, which is a huge issue for seniors and also for the onset of depression.
That's really concerning. So we know age itself plays a role, these natural shifts. Are there other common culprits contributing to these sleep difficulties?
Absolutely. A big one that came up in the research is the link between sleep problems and polypharmacy.
Polypharmacy.
Yeah, it's the term for using multiple medications regularly, typically defined as 4 or more.
Got it. 4 or more meds.
Exactly. So a study looked at hospitalized elderly patients aged 60 and up. It found a really strong link between just getting older and having sleep disturbances. Almost half of those over 80 reported sleep problems.
Almost half.
But what was really striking was the statistically significant connection between these sleep issues and taking multiple medications. It affected both how long they slept and how quickly they fell asleep. And on top of that, having multiple chronic health conditions, multimorbidities, also significantly correlated with sleep disturbances.
So it's often this combination then. Age, medications, underlying health stuff, all mixing together.
It really suggests that, yes, that interplay seems to be a major factor impacting sleep quality for many seniors.
Okay, so it's complex. Now, what can actually be done? I imagine a lot of people are hesitant, understandably, to jump straight to sleeping pills. What are the non-drug options?
That's a very important point. And yes, thankfully, there are several effective non-pharmacological strategies. Exercise is a really key one.
Okay. Makes sense.
Regular physical activity, particularly aerobic stuff like brisk walking, swimming, but also strength training, can genuinely boost sleep quality in seniors.
How much exercise are we talking?
Research suggests that a mix of low to moderate intensity exercise, maybe around 150 minutes a week, spread over, say, 14 weeks or so, seems to give the best results.
Right.
Interestingly, strength training on its own also showed good effects. But the crucial thing, consistency.
Sticking with it.
Exactly. The studies found that people who managed to stick to their exercise routine more than 70% of the time saw the biggest improvements in their sleep.
So clinicians are starting to see exercise almost like a treatment for insomnia.
Increasingly, yes. As a valuable drug-free approach with all those extra benefits too, stronger muscles, less anxiety, better heart health, it's a win-win.
Definitely sounds like it. What about just general daily habits, smaller tweaks?
Yeah, beyond structured exercise, simple lifestyle adjustments help. Aiming for maybe 30 minutes of moderate activity daily, like that brisk walk, watching the caffeine intake, especially later in the day, and avoiding big, heavy meals too close to bedtime. Those are important.
Okay.
And creating a wind-down routine helps too, like turning off the TV, dimming the lights a couple of hours before you plan to sleep. That can signal to your body it's time to rest.
Makes sense. What about things like white noise or weighted blankets? I hear about those sometimes.
Some people do find those helpful, yeah. White or brown noise machines, weighted blankets, they can promote a sense of calm and help some individuals sleep better. Worth exploring if other things aren't quite cutting it.
And that term sleep hygiene comes up a lot. What does that actually cover?
Right. Good sleep hygiene is basically about setting up the best possible environment and habits for sleep.
Okay.
So making sure the bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool, comfortably cool, keeping regular meal times and avoiding those heavy meals before bed, like we mentioned. Limiting fluids before bedtime is practical too, just to reduce nighttime bathroom trips.
Good point.
And then being really mindful of stimulants. Limit caffeine, especially within maybe 4 hours of bed. Avoid alcohol. It might make you drowsy initially, but it fragments sleep later on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And definitely avoid smoking because nicotine itself is a stimulant.
These all sound like really practical, manageable steps. Are there also specific behavioral therapies that can help?
Yes, absolutely. Behavioral therapies are often very effective. There's something called stimulus control.
Okay.
That focuses on strengthening the mental link between your bed and sleep. So only go to bed when you actually feel sleepy. Use the bed only for sleep and intimacy. No reading, watching TV, working.
Right. Train your brain.
Exactly. And if you're lying there awake for, say, 20 minutes, get out of bed, do something relaxing in low light, then go back only when you feel drowsy again.
Okay.
Maintaining a consistent wake-up time is huge, too. Every single morning, even on weekends, regardless of how you slept. And avoiding daytime naps or keeping them very short and early.
That sounds tough, but important.
It can be. There's also sleep restriction therapy, often done with the sleep diary, which aims to consolidate your sleep, make it more efficient. And cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI.
CBTI.
Yeah, that helps identify and change those negative thoughts and unhelpful behaviors around sleep. It's considered very effective. And one more thing. For some seniors who have what's called an advanced sleep phase, they get sleepy super early, wake up really early.
Go 4 a.m.
Yeah, or even earlier sometimes, or just struggle with early awakenings. Bright light therapy used in the evening can sometimes help shift that cycle back a bit.
Fascinating. So it really sounds like there's a whole toolkit of non-medication options to try first.
Definitely. There's a lot that can be done before considering medication.
Which is really encouraging.
Yeah.
But the reality is many seniors do use sleeping pills. What does the research say about those?
Well, you're right. Usage is increasing, especially in older adults. And it's crucial to know they can come with unhelpful side effects.
Okay.
For instance, long-term use of benzodiazepines, a common class of sleeping pills, has been linked in some long-term studies to an increased risk of dementia in older people.
Dementia. Wow.
Yeah, it's a serious concern. Plus, benzodiazepines carry risks like rebound insomnia if you stop them, developing tolerance so you need more, dependence, and also, critically, an increased risk of falls.
Falls are such a danger.
They really are. Now, there are also non-benzodiazepine hypnotics, sometimes called Z-drugs. Some studies show they work okay short-term for improving sleep efficiency, helping people fall asleep faster, but There's potential for next-day grogginess, sort of a hangover effect, which needs careful thought, especially in the elderly who might already have balance issues.
Right.
The link between those Z drugs and dementia is less clear, more inconclusive in the research we looked at, but the association seems stronger with the benzodiazepines.
Okay. These are definitely really important points to weigh up. It really underscores the value of trying those non-drug approaches first.
Absolutely. They should always be the first line of defense where possible.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit now to something that might seem, I don't know, a bit unexpected in this context of senior well-being, the role of video content.
It might not seem immediately connected, but the data is actually pretty compelling. Online videos, they made up roughly 82% of all consumer internet traffic back in 2022.
82%, that's huge.
It's massive, and that's a 15-fold increase since just 2017.
15 times.
Yeah, and get this. 6 out of 10 people now say they actually prefer watching online videos over watching traditional TV.
Wow. Okay, that's a fundamental shift in how we consume media. So how does this explosion of video impact seniors specifically?
Well, one really significant area is learning and engagement. We're seeing a huge surge in people watching instructional videos, how-to content.
Right, like fixing something or learning a craft.
Exactly. Back in 2018, over half of people watched 2 or more instructional videos per week. That was more than double the figure from just 5 years before that.
Okay.
Platforms like YouTube see massive growth in how-to searches. Video is becoming the go-to format for learning new skills, getting instructions.
And that flexibility must be good for seniors.
Absolutely. The flexibility, the ability to learn at your own pace, pause, rewind, revisit information whenever you need to, that's incredibly valuable, especially if you appreciate learning something new without pressure.
Yeah, I can see that. Like learning how to use a new tablet feature, maybe.
Perfect example. Or following a step-by-step guide for a new hobby, gardening tips, cooking techniques, you name it.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Much easier than reading a manual sometimes. What are some other ways seniors might be using video?
Well, it's also becoming a really important way to get information about products and services. A big majority of consumers, 72%, say they'd rather watch a video about a product than read the manual.
Can't blame them.
Right. And almost 2/3, 64%, say they're more likely to actually buy something after watching a branded video about it on social media.
Okay, so this applies to health stuff too.
Potentially, yes. It suggests seniors could really benefit from videos explaining health products, maybe demonstrating how to use a new medical device, explaining services like telehealth, or showing the benefits of assistive technology. It helps make informed choices.
That's really powerful. Now, accessibility is always a big concern for seniors. How does video stack up there?
Video actually has some great built-in advantages. For one, a huge number of viewers, 69%, are willing to watch a video even if it's in a foreign language, as long as it has subtitles in their own language.
Okay.
And closed captions are vital. They make videos accessible for anyone with hearing impairments, obviously, but they're also useful in noisy places, or if you just prefer reading along. And the ability to offer multilingual captions means you can reach a really diverse senior population, ensuring more people get the information.
So, thinking about creating videos for older adults, what are the key things to remember? How do you make it effective?
Good question. First off, make it findable. Clear titles, good descriptions so they can actually discover the video.
Right.
Keep the videos focused. Stick to one main topic per video. Keep them reasonably concise. If it's a complex subject, maybe break it into a series of shorter videos.
Bite-sized chunks.
Exactly. The content itself needs to be interesting, relatable to seniors, and honestly, clear, good content is way more important than Hollywood production values.
Doesn't need to be fancy.
Not at all. Having a visible speaker, seeing a person talking, can add a nice personal touch, build a bit of trust.
Okay.
And using things like text overlays on the screen or graphical callouts like arrows or circles can really help provide context and highlight key bits of information visually.
That makes sense, reinforces the message.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling thinking about how much video content is actually out there now. YouTube's been around a while. Do we know how big its library is?
It's almost impossible to grasp, honestly. YouTube uses this unique ID system for every single video. It's 11 characters long, based on something called base 64 encoding.
Yeah.
What that means, practically, is it allows for approximately 73 quintillion unique video IDs.
73.
Quintillion.
Quintillion, yeah, it's a number with 18 zeros. So basically, they're never, ever going to run out of unique IDs for videos.
Oh, it really highlights the sheer scale. This vast library holds an incredible amount of information on pretty much any topic you can think of. It's a potentially massive resource for seniors looking for information, whether it's for health, hobbies, or just staying connected.
73 quintillion.
Yeah.
That really puts it in perspective. Okay, well, we have definitely covered a lot of ground in our deep dive today. Let's try and summarize the key takeaways for you, our listeners.
Sounds good. So firstly, sleep problems. They're very common in seniors, often linked to a mix of those age-related changes we talked about, plus other factors like polypharmacy, taking multiple meds,
right,
and the non-drug strategies, exercise, lifestyle tweaks, good sleep hygiene, behavioral therapies. Those should really be the first port of call for tackling these issues.
Absolutely.
And then perhaps the surprising part, video content. It's really emerged as this powerful and increasingly relevant tool for seniors.
Yeah.
It offers real benefits for learning new things, staying engaged, and crucially providing accessible information across all sorts of areas, including health and overall well-being.
So wrapping up, here's maybe a final thought for you to ponder. Given how available and easy to access online video is becoming, how can seniors themselves, and maybe their caregivers, their support networks, how can they leverage this medium more effectively? You know, how can they really use video proactively to find answers to health questions, learn skills that boost independence or quality of life, maybe even combat social isolation in ways that are genuinely meaningful and engaging?
That's a fantastic question to leave people with. Definitely something worth exploring further.
It really is. And we encourage you, our listeners, keep thinking about these things and reach out if questions come up.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.